Spring playoffs have arrived here in Henrico as several teams start their journey looking for the ultimate prize, a state championship. Welcome to Sportswire. I'm Will Catterley. Of course, when it comes to playoffs in certain sports, some teams still had to tie up some loose ends. That was exactly the case in ladies soccer, where both Glen Allen and Deep Run would face off for the number one seed going into regionals. Now, Glen Allen, going into Thursday night's game, were the only team to beat Deep Run this year and were unbeaten. And both teams brought their A-game in this high-flying affair. So the Lady Jaguars looking for that repeat performance of their 2-1 victory early in the year against Deep Run. Of course, Wildcats looking for a little bit of payback early on. Action was nonstop. Number 5 was huge for Glen Allen. A chance inside. Knocked away, but you haven't heard the last of Lauren Donovan. Back comes Deep Run. Still early first half, no score. She's wide open. Heading in for the shot. And oh, it just goes wide for number 4, Callie Bruce. Wildcats still on the run. Still no score on this one. Number 26, that shot just sails wide as Alex Horner could not deliver. This time, it's the Jaguars' turn. Here comes Donovan again, and oh! Donovan just misses. No harm, no foul. But you hadn't heard the last of Donovan. Here she comes again. Watch number 5. Then the pass inside. I said no harm, no foul. Well, this time, there is a foul, and it's in the box. So it's a penalty shot for Glen Allen. A chance to get on the board, and unselfishly, they'll let goal scorer extraordinaire. She shoots, she scores. Take the free shot. Margaret Beckman connects, and the Jags, just like in their first meeting with Deep Run, have the lead at 1-0. 25 minutes to go in the first half. Wildcats, too good to keep it that way, right? Trying to get the equalizer in the first half. They got a shot right here. Here comes Alex Horner. Just goes wide, but later, watch the free kick by Natalie Nettemeyer. Absolute perfection. That might have gone in on itself. Goal! But instead, number 25 is there to nick it in. Emma Schwartz, senior defender. She knots it up at 1. Still in the first half, though. Punch, counter punch. Watch the footwork for Glen Allen's Kelly Fitzgerald. She's going to center it. Glen Allen going to corral it. And she shoots. She scores! Kelly Coughlin. And the Lady Jags will take a 2-1 lead going in to the half. Exciting first half. You hadn't seen nothing yet. Wait till the second. Deep Run. Going to capitalize on a poor clearance by Glen Allen in this situation. Can't quite get it out of the zone. Wildcats. Good teams make you pay for that. Wildcats are more than good. They're great. She shoots. She scores. Alex Horner. Earlier in the game had 2 opportunities missed. She connects on that one, and a big one. Wildcats tie it up for the second time in the match. We're tied at 2, and that came just 3 minutes into the second half. A golden opportunity to take the lead, in fact. That shot just goes wide. Number 12, Izzy Frazier. But just moments later, perfection, execution, and the shot. Great play call. She shoots, she scores. Top left shelf. Natalie Nettemeyer doing what she's done all year. Scoring. 3-2 Wildcats 13 minutes ago. Time winding down on Glen Allen. Chances winding down. This is one. Off the corner, just goes wide. And the Wildcats get redemption as they take down Glen Allen and take the top seed going into the playoffs. 3-2 is your final. Meanwhile, guys and girls lacrosse playoffs were already underway. Godwin, Deep Run, Glen Allen, and Lee Davis all look to advance past the quarterfinals. We start in ladies lacrosse. It's the 4-seed Deep Run versus the 5-seed Lee Davis. Second half action, Deep Run up 9-2. This game's over, right? Wrong! Lily Lutton would beg to differ. Boy, she is a goal scorer for the Sea Feds. Lee Davis gets on the board to cut it to 9-3. You haven't seen the last of Lutton either after the faceoff. Lutton with the control. Lutton coast to coast. Nice finish as well. She shoots, she scores. She would lead all scores for Lee Davis with 5 goals. And Lily Lutton, this time Lee Davis working it around. Watch this shot. Unreal. double team, goes low shelf for the goal. She says, let's go. It was once a 9-2 game. All of a sudden, it's a manageable 9-5. Still plenty of time left. But who would bring Deep Run back, the momentum? Well, the Sorkin family tree. Elena Sorkin. She shoots, she scores. Goal. You haven't heard the last of Sorkin. Well, her mom, Maria Sorkin's head coach of girls tennis. She's won multiple state titles. Her sister, Nina Sorkin's won state titles in girls tennis as well. And Elena Sorkin, she chose girls lacrosse. She fires, finds the back of the net again. 2 of her 4 goals on the evening. And Deep Run was on the march and on the move. Later, Wildcats. She shoots, she scores. Great passing. Reagan Provenzo provides that goal. Wildcats on a run, now up 12-5. There was more where that came from. Hannah Powella led all scores with 6 goals. Nobody's going to stop her. Nobody can hope to contain her. She shoots, she scores. Again, one of her 6 goals, and not to be outdone, check this out. Great long pass by the keeper for Lee Davis, but number 7, Johnny on the spot, Hannah Braswell, does well. Look at her scoot down the field. Nobody's going to get to her. She shoots, and it trickles in. She scores. Lee Davis' keeper's like, oh, man, really? Really? Deep Run wins, beats Lee Davis, and advances to the semifinal round. 16-6 is your final. Meanwhile, the 6th seed Glen Allen Jaguars doing battle with the number 3 seed Godwin Eagles, and the Eagles were all over Glen Allen. Both these games, previous one we just saw, Deep Run and Lee Davis, and Godwin Glen Allen both played at Douglas Freeman. Great stop right there, but then she threw it away right back to Godwin. She shoots, she scores. Annie Bartley on attack, the junior, puts that one in the back of the net. 1-0 Godwin. Then some defense. Watch the ground ball action. Who's going to come up with it? Landon Bostaine. She fires, finds the back of the net. Godwin up 2-0. There was more where that came from. Ann Riley Goldschmidt going to get into the action, and watch the patience. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Stephanie Bunce finds her, fires, finds the back of the net. She shoots, she scores. Eagles up 3-0, and there was more where that came from. Sprinting into the action, it's Landon Bostaine. She's going to find her partner in crime, Allison Painter, who shoots and scores. Eagles now up 4-0. More Godwin. Still first half highlights. Taking it herself, Stephanie Bunce. She's a force on the court in basketball, also in ladies lacrosse. She shoots and scores. It was equal opportunity for Godwin, who had a 5-0 lead. Glen Allen on the penalty attack. They try to get back in which she fires, finds the back of that, shoots, she scores. And the Jags finally on the board, down 5-1, but it was just too much. Godwin Eagles on the indirect penalty. The pass perfectly done. Easy squeezy lemon peasy. She shoots. She scores. It's Mary Jo Krongard, and Godwin will survive and advance in powerful fashion. 18-5 is your final. So Godwin moves on to take on number 2 seed Freeman, while Deep Run will battle top-seeded Atlee. Well, we head back to lacrosse when we come back. The Glen Allen guys look to do something that the Jaguars have never done in school history. I'll explain straight ahead. Plus, the regional guys tennis title is up for grabs when Deep Run hosts Godwin. That's next.
Now for another 2-minute history report.
We all know about the blockbuster, World War II, the famous attacks, the military heroes. But what do you know about the prequel, the First World War? At the time, they didn't call it World War I. No one ever imagined there'd be another. It was known as the Great War, or the War to End All Wars. In the early 20th century, Europe had a bit of a different look. There were the Fab Four empires, ruled by monarchs who maintained a delicate balance of power. Then, in the summer of 1914, a group of assassins attempted to blow up Austrian Archduke Franz Ferdinand while he was touring Bosnia. The attempt failed, but later in the day, an assassin's bullet prevailed. In retaliation, the Austro-Hungarian Empire declared war on Serbia. Russia immediately came to Serbia's support, which motivated Germany to declare war on Russia. Before long, France, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Great Britain were involved.
Jolly good.
Everyone polarized into 2 groups, the Allied powers and the Central powers. New technologies dominated this world conflict. Tanks, machine guns, and airplanes changed the way armies battled. Trenches and tunnels became the new strategy, although that led to soggy problems. The British and German navies dominated the seas. Then in May of 1915, Germany sank the Lusitania, killing 128 Americans. President Woodrow Wilson demanded Germany change their tactics.
I demand it.
Germany appeared to comply, but later offered to finance Mexico in a war against the U.S., so the United States joined the war.
Oops.
A year later, on August 8th, the Allied forces began the 100 Days Offensive. This series of assaults forced the German forces back and eventually led to the war's conclusion. On the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month, a ceasefire went into effect. Then came the Treaty of Versailles and the formation of the League of Nations. This war changed the landscape of Europe. Monarchs were out, the four great empires were gone, and new countries emerged. So here it is in a nutshell. Europe used to be led by the Big Four, until a bullet made Franz no more. Conflicts arose, triggering numerous hawks. Success meant machine guns, tanks, and dry socks. The ceasefire became a celebrated day, although the next war was just a few years away.
That was World War I in 2 minutes.
Welcome back to SportsWire. Well, we are getting a little bit closer to the Dogs' days of summer, aren't we? And that means Godwin Deep Run. Boys tennis regional final style already in playoff form. Both teams already advancing to states. For Mills Godwin, it was all about their dynamic duo at 1 and 2. Might be the best combination of number 1 and number 2 in the state of Virginia. Rishi Shankar in the front court, taking on Siddharth Pandey of Deep Run in the far court. And Pandey with the point. He would do well in the first set, actually winning 6-4. But it's best of 3. And the serve is what is just part of Rishi Shankar's arsenal that makes him so great. We switch sides still at the number 1s. Again on the serve, Shankar. Nice little overhand spin there. And he's going to get the point. That one's not going to get over the net. Point Shankar. Not done. Again on the serve. Pandey can't get to it. He would have his moments, however. Rishi again on the serve. Pandey. Winner, winner, chicken dinner down the line. It was too much. Rishi Shankar and Mills Godwin at number 1 as he takes down Siddharth Pandey 4-6, 6-1, 6-4. To the number 2s, this is Andrew Angel in the front court for Deep Run, taking on another brilliant player for Mills Godwin, Andrew Campbell. And he was lights out dominant in this one. That one too long from Angel. Point Campbell. Switching sides now. Campbell's got a good serve. Can't do much with that one. Slamming it down. Point Campbell. He was in control throughout. Campbell on the serve again. This time, right on the line. Yeah, and I did look at it in slow-mo. That is a point for Angel. But overall, too strong for Mr. Andrew Campbell. He wins 6-1, 6-0. Let's go to the number 3s. So, you're saying, well, number 1 and number 2 are so dominant for Godwin. They must own Deep Run, right? Well, at number 3, it sure looked that way, right? Ben Grotz seen there for Mills Godwin getting the point against Aiden Bashir. And then Grot returning that one. Bashir putting some spin on it. But Deep Run is a very deep team, starting with 3 through 6. Bashir with a point there because Grot's attempt goes long. That time, Grot goes wide. Aiden Bashir taking control at number 3 and stemming the tide for the Wildcats, who beat Godwin twice in the regular season, albeit close matches. Back and forth we go. Grot going to get the best of this particular shot that goes into the net, but it's all about Bashir. Correct me. Grot was long on that one. Bashir gets the point and wins 6-0, 6-4 to the number 4s. I said 3 through 6. All Deep Run in the far court. Hatcher, Butterworth. Sister Audrey plays for Deep Run. For the girls team, that one's long by Shakti Ramasamy. And Hatcher Butterworth at number 4 gets the win. And in singles at 5 and 6, Wildcats win as well. And they take home the regional hardware. Both teams will advance to states. Back to lacrosse now. The Glen Allen Jaguars, the number 5 seed, taking on 4 seed Deep Run quarterfinal action at Hermitage. fast and furious action for Glen Allen. They have never won a playoff game in school history, looking to change things on this day. Tice Toomey, he shoots, he scores. And the Jags have the early 1-0 lead. And they would keep on firing. Check it out, even fooled me with the extra pass. He shoots, he scores. Sam Hyman gonna catch some air after that one. He delivered plenty of assists in this one. Hyman was a force to be reckoned with for Glen Allen. Not to be outdone. He shoots, he scores. This time, once again, Tice Toomey, an early 3-0 lead for Glen Allen. Godwin trying to figure something out in a hurry. Eagles. They try the keeper. That's not happening. Great save and stop there. Then Jags on attack. Triple team beats it. Wide open spaces and places. Firing, finding the back of that. He scores. Corey Polo. Corey Polo with the goal. Jags now up 4-0. And they still weren't finished. They're the 5 seed on paper. Godwin the better team, right? Not on this night. All the way in for the goal, number 21. Enter the ledger. Landon Strother. And he is stronger. Jags now up 5-0. Eagles, though, finally going to find their footing. Watch this. Great shot into the back of that. Thomas Hodges. He shoots, he scores. Let's go, says one of the coaches on the sidelines. But 5-1 Glen Allen. There was more Jags. They would open it up. Second quarter action now. Moving the ball nicely on the penalty. They have the man advantage. Firing, finding the back of that. He shoots. He scores. Well done by number 21, Landon Strother once again. You want more Landon? Well, you got him. How about from about, 28 yards out? Fires, finds it. What a shot and goal. Landon strikes again. And Glen Allen, for the first time in school history, have won a boys lacrosse playoff game. So congratulations. This team will go down in history as the first to do so. They win 12-6. Meanwhile, Tucker and Freeman doing battle in baseball on the diamond as well. Final game for each team in the regular season. Nothing happening. Good pitching throughout until the top of the third, where Freeman, you saw that base hit by Carson Herod, and then later they're going to try to throw a man out at first. That's not going to work. Now it's first and third. Herod is on third base, and it would lead to this kind of a swing and bunt. Pitcher's going to got to kind of eat that one. Can't throw that one away. Chase Morris does a good job mitigating the damage. Meanwhile, Macho Santiago reaches first base. Then, that's a screaming line drive bullet and a base hit by number 11, Will Lynch. That scores Herod. Rebels playing station-to-station baseball, still batting top 3. Big hit to center by Michael. Good fortune 500. That drives home another run at the collision at home. And the Freeman Rebels jump out to a 2-0 lead. They were still not finished in the inning. That is a shot that gets deep at short. Can't quite make the play. And Santiago scores. Rebels in business. Liam Simpson drives it home with a 3-0 lead through 2.5. Meanwhile, on the mound, Alec Erickson was excellent. Gets a strikeout there by Brandon Benfield. Next inning, Erickson. Ooh, look at that late movement. Strike him out, sit him down, and then Erickson. Still not finished. One more Erickson. There you go. Inside corner, strike 3 on a 3-2 count. Erickson had things wheeling and dealing from the mound. Freeman's going to need him. Pitching strong from the rubber in this one. Still 3-0. We go to the 6th. Tucker Tigers finally going to get to Erickson a little bit, helping his own cause. Number 5. This is Joey Zanetti with a base hit. Later, Zanetti. Tigers trying to run a lot this year. Great throw by the catcher. Could not make the play over at second base, so he's safe. And then this is called manufacturing runs. Ball gets away. Now you got a single and then a steal and then a pass ball or a wild pitch. Now you got a runner at third base. Leads to this. Mark Schweikart drives home the run with an RBI double. Tigers not done. They're not out of this one yet. They already beat Freeman earlier this year. It's 3-1. Go to the 7th, just down 2. Tigers trying to keep it that way. Rebels say no. Man on 3rd. They will make them pay. Ashwin Suresh with an RBI single. Rebels advance, move on in to the upcoming playoffs where you just never know, do you? And check it out. They're pretty excited at this one. Ow! Ow! Suresh and the Rebels celebrate a 4-1 win. Well, it's a double dip of softball action when we return. Godwin and Tucker look to take care of business at home versus Freeman. That's straight ahead.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do.
Yeah,
But I don't know where to start.
that's why we're here. We're free, handsome,
I think we're breathtaking.
and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together.
Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
Welcome back to sportswire. A little softball, a little rivalry action. Godwin at home taking on Douglas Freeman. The Eagles, winners of 4 straight, really have it going on the circle, or in the circle. Faith Adams, first inning for Douglas Freeman. That ball will hunt, and it's a stand-up double for Godwin's number 8, Sidney Blackwell, who does well, and it would lead to this. Line drive, base hit up the middle. That's good for an RBI single. Lauren Murphy doing her best at the plate and in the circle. You'll see later. Still in the first. Eagles still batting. Sidney Blackwell. 2 runs come in to score. It's a 2 RBI hit and Godwin in business. And once again, how about back to Lauren Murphy later in the contest? She drives home yet another run. Eagles flying. They're soaring in this one. Meanwhile, in the circle, ground ball base hit. Freeman trying to come back to get the single right there by Caroline Tyler. Catcher's like, okay, we can make up for that. Runner in scoring position, though, for Douglas Freeman. Ball gets away from third base on an errant throw, gets away from the first baseman. Number 13 comes around to score, and Tyler, as Adams drives home the run, they called an error, but Rebels on the board. Pitching starting to settle down as well. Faith Adams getting the strikeout there. Meanwhile, on the other side for Mills Godwin, not just a good pitcher, great fielder too. Throws, completes the out at first, fielding position well, Lauren Murphy. Now Lauren Murphy back up to bat. She draws a walk. Eagles in business. They got a gaggle of Eagles on the bases. First, second, and third bases are loaded for this. Line drive, it's a base hit. That dog will hunt. Sydney Schaefer drives home 1. She drives home 2. Another run comes across the score in Maddie Myers. And it's a 2 RBI double. Eagles in control. Later, a ground ball gets past third, and then the defensive adjustment at short as well. That drives home Murphy. Eagles still not finished. That eats up the third baseman. They were looking in for the bunt. Runner comes home to score in Sydney Schaefer. And then it's back to Miss Murphy. And the defense. Catcher throws out the runner. Eagles win. Going away in this one. 8-1 is your final. Well, it's a double dip of softball where it's senior night at Tucker, where this Osprey is a big Tucker Tigers softball fan. Osprey, a big bird of prey. Check out that wingspan. Has a diet mainly consistent with fish, over 90% fish. It's been known to eat a rabbit or a mouse or a vole, if you will. Yeah, we learn all things birds and softball and baseball on Sportswire. Freeman on the road once again, a back-to-back, taking on Tucker, and they got something going early, but first out of the ball game, runner trying to get to third on that base hit to right, and a nice throw in to get the out. Tucker would get through the top of the first unscathed. Bottom 1, here come the Tigers, Sequoia Winfield. They get Wingfield. She's flying just like the Osprey all the way to third and RBI and a triple. 1-0 Tigers. They weren't done. Still in the first. Base hit. Claire Hoover, who did her best at the dish and in the circle. She drives home Wingfield. 2-0. Still in the first. Actually make that the next inning. Hoover again. Delivering. Again. Run scores. Again. Tigers. Looking pretty good here. Still at the dish. That doggle hunt, that's a line drive base hit from Hannah Mahan. That's going to score Vasquez. That's going to score Hoover. 6-0 through 2. But you know what? Rebels weren't done. It is comeback time for Freeman. That ball's hit deep. And the Rebels with runners on second and third after the double by Emily Rail. And how about this for a rocket? That's a gapper. 1 run scores. Here comes another one. She'll score. So yeah, they spotted Tucker 6, but so early in the ball game, 2 RBI double by Allison Cassidy. She gets a pinch runner for her. Makes it 6-2. Still not done. Still in the inning. It's hit them where they ain't ball. That'll work for a single. Run comes around to score. This time it's Brianna Lindsay crossing home. And then number 7 gets into the action. Sydney Stokes is stoked about that one. Gets away. 1 run comes in. Another comes in. Rebels once down 6-0. All of a sudden make it a 1-run ball game. 6-5 going bottom 3. Tucker Batso would not be quiet. That ball is hit high. It is far. That ball will see ya next time. Alex Collins, a solo shot. That turns the tide and momentum back in Tucker's favor on senior night. And they have a 2-run advantage, and they weren't done. Bases full of Tigers. What do Tigers do when they're hungry? They feast. A ground ball to third, and that ball's thrown at my head. Luckily, there's a fence there. Run comes around to score. Tigers up 3. Still batting. Lauren Vasquez. That'll work. Single drives home another run. Ashley Lane comes across to score. And then, my goodness, have yourself a night, Claire Hoover. Might as well enjoy senior night while you're at it. She gets another run to go. All Tigers. 15-5, your final. Remember, if you have questions or comments about the show, just send me an email to this address, sportswire@henrico.k12.va.us, and you can always follow us on Twitter. I can't wait to see you next time on Sportswire.